Alright guys, so we're going to be doing the transmission today, or in this video I should say. Anyways, the tools or the parts that I'll be using, like I said previously in the intro, is that these are these 3 seals that you'll want when you're going to reseal your transmission. So, like I said, here is the output shaft seal. This goes right in the back side. It's really easy to install. You got the front input seal. This thing goes inside the bell housing. And then here's the gasket that I was telling you about. This seal, the front seal, is behind this one. So you'll have to take this off anyways, so you might as well reseal it as well. Anyways, those 3 gaskets will cost about $25, I believe, on eBay. Free shipping. All OEM Mazda seals as well to seal your transmission perfectly. So let's get to cleaning the rest of the transmission and then add these 3 seals. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to remove the seal. There's the old seal. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to clean up the inside. Alright guys, give you a little better view on how to clean it. I take one of these, they're kind of like a nylon pry piece for interior pieces. Take a rag and just set it over the top like that. I wouldn't use a screwdriver because you don't want to gouge it. And then just kind of roll it in there like that. Now what you guys can do here is take your new seal, but I would just compare it to make sure it's the same one. So they look the same, good. And then I believe on this one, it does matter. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this one, but it has it up, and then on the other side it's down. That thing. There it is, the seal is completely installed. Alright guys, now we're going to do the front seal. But so first we're going to do is you got to take off the pilot bearing, or the throwout bearing, and the clutch fork. And what I've read online is that you take these 2 springs right here and you pull them apart. So let's try that. And that is what you do. So you just pull it apart and then the throwout bearing should come right off. And there it is. And now you have access to the 6 bolts that cover the front transmission seal. Also to mention here is that this is a good time to use it for cleaning. Alright guys, now what we're going to do is just take off these bolts. It's just 6 12mm bolts. Alright guys, now we're going to take out the cover. Now, since you can't really always get all the fluid out, there's going to be some, so you might want to have a towel right there. But all you got to do is kind of just break it loose, and it shouldn't be too bad. And it'll slide right off the shaft. And we're going to take this piece, and we're just going to get all the oil off, because oil and gaskets don't mix very well when you're trying to install new ones. Alright, now that's all cleaned out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this old seal out. So I read a lot online, people said they had trouble getting these things out, so let's see if we can do it. Alright guys, now it's time to have some fun on this. Now, since the seal is pretty much a pain in the ass to get off, I read on a forum site to take a torch and light it up. People just say to light it up pretty much until it crisps off. And now I'll take the pick set that I have and see if we can just pick it out of there. That's how you get that seal off. Now what we're going to do is install the new seal and the gasket and put on the new transmission. Okay guys, now it's time to get the new seal on. What we're going to do here is we're going to compromise for our DIY-ness. Now the seal would just push in there perfectly fine. But you know, there is some type, a little bit of scratches and stuff, so I think the best thing to do is to add some gasket maker. Now what I would use if you're doing anything with oil is RTV Ultra Black. So, just look at it, make sure it looks okay, there's no little cracks or anything. But what we're going to do here is we're going to add some Ultra Black around the edges, just to make it so it's sealed a little better for any scratches that might have came out. Go around the edges. Then what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to take it around the edge of this entire gasket as well. And then, like I said, guys, you're going to want the flat side back. So you insert that into the gasket thing. And then there isn't really a tool for it, but if you just kind of evenly push it in there, because there is an excess. So here, now while it's still fairly wet, you can take your rag and just wipe off all the extra gasket maker or TV stuff. That is pretty much good, guys. Now what we're going to do is make the gasket, and we're going to install it onto the new transmission. We're going to take this thing, and now what we're going to do is install in the transmission. Now we got the seal in, the main seal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the new gasket and we're going to install it. What we're going to do here as well is we're just going to add just a kind of a good bead around the edge of some RTV just to ensure the seal is fine. Okay, now that you got a good layer around there, now I'm going to add the gasket. Alright, so there we go. Now you should be able to just kind of find the holes. Then what we'll do is add just another little layer of RTV on the top of this as well. Okay, now we got all this gasket pretty much ready to install. Now remember when I took the old seal off, there was this little ring thing that goes in there, so make sure you put that back in there as well. So now we're going to just slide this on there. Make sure that nothing gets moved. Find the holes, and then it should just click in place. There you go. What you're going to do is you're going to add the 6 bolts. Just get them hand tight first, just to make sure all of them are in there correctly. Alright guys, what's next is you're going to want to torque down these 6 bolts to about 15 to 24 foot-pounds of torque. Alright guys, there we go. That's how you replace all the 3 gaskets that the Miata transmissions come with. Now, what's next? You can decide, if you're just selling the transmission and make it all sealed up, perfect. If you're going to install a new clutch, then you can start installing the clutch, and then it's pretty much ready to go. And just don't remember to add fluid. It's pretty easy to fluid. Here's the fill plug. Basically, when it's on the car, you want to do it when it's on the car. Just fill it until it starts leaking out, and then you're good to go. Another thing to mention though is that there's also shifter oil on these transmissions. What you want to do is just use a syringe. I believe it's only like 90 milliliters. But basically, yeah, all you do is you just kind of suck it all out with a syringe, whatever that measures to. Then you just put that fluid in there. Just use whatever your fluid you're using in the gearbox. If you guys are interested in checking our turbo build series, me and Roman are kind of not going against each other, but just kind of building turbos to our specifications. So if you want to check that out, it's in the description as well. And if you guys are interested in checking out our channels, we have our Instagram, which is the same as our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook. And thanks for watching our channel, guys.